Alright guys, in today's video we are talking about Xbox and PlayStation because we have a few interesting things to go over here. The first has to do with EA apparently suggesting that PS4 games can be upgraded to the PlayStation 5 for free. And I think this is a pretty important thing to acknowledge because Sony hasn't really let us know at this point in time how this is going to work, to whereas Microsoft has made it clear with their smart delivery system that if you buy an Xbox One version of a game and then you eventually upgrade to the next generation Xbox, you're automatically entitled to a free upgrade. And people are very curious to know, is Sony going to do the same thing and follow the same approach? And it seems like EA may be suggesting that, yeah, they will end up doing the same thing. So we're going to talk about that. We are also going to be talking about Xbox 2020, which is something that was actually announced yesterday, and it's Microsoft basically letting us know what we can expect throughout the remainder of the year and how they plan to handle their events and their announcements, and it's pretty significant, so we're going to go over that as well. So if you could do me a favor before we get into it, be sure to leave the video a like to help it out and hit the subscribe button as well. And I do also want to take a second to remind everyone that tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, I will be streaming the Xbox event that's going to be happening. And we're actually going to, for just a brief second here, mention what Phil Spencer had to say about this. He said, excited for the kickstart of Xbox 2020 tomorrow with Inside Xbox. Especially love that all games have never been seen in an Xbox show before. New games for a new generation. Studios large and small. Lots more through the summer. And he followed up by saying, okay, yes, Assassin's Creed has been on our stage before, but not this one, and maybe one other game has been on our stage before, but a lot of new games showing up, which I find cool. So I just wanted to highlight this because he's referring to what we're going to be seeing tomorrow, which is basically a handful of new third-party next-gen game announcements, which does mean that if you don't plan on getting an Xbox, you can still look forward to this showcase, specifically because all the games that will be showcased will also be playable on the PlayStation 5, which is pretty cool. But talking about the PlayStation 4 games being upgraded for free on the PlayStation 5, it says here, naturally, there's a lot of talk around next generation right now, but one question in particular remains a bit of a mystery, particularly for PlayStation 5. If you buy a game on PS4 that later releases on PS5, can you swap to the enhanced version at no extra cost? Interestingly, Electronic Arts now appears to be in favor of such an initiative. Speaking during an earnings call with investors, EA's CFO Blake Jorgensen comments directly on the matter. Note that this year is the Note that this year the phasing includes the effect of revenue recognition from the games we are launching for the current generation of consoles that can also be upgraded for free for the next generation. So that is exactly what he said. This sounds like certain PS4 games from the publisher are getting souped up versions for PlayStation 5, and players will be able to swap to these next-gen ports for free. Apex Legends is likely getting the PS5 treatment, so it stands to reason other EA titles will be making the jump as well. So, yeah, I mean, this is somewhat of a vague statement. Like, he doesn't directly mention PlayStation 5 or say that this includes PlayStation 5. He could just be referring to Xbox, but to me, that just doesn't seem likely at all. Honestly, it seems much more likely that Sony will be following the same route that Microsoft is. It wouldn't make sense for them not to. Obviously, business-wise, it means they could potentially get more money, but the amount of backlash that they would get and the amount of goodwill that they would just be basically handing over to Microsoft while making all of their PlayStation fan base upset, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm not saying this is confirmation, but it's pretty much the closest thing we're getting to it. You can tell that third-party publishers are eager to talk more about these next-gen consoles and their games and what to expect, and so it's just a matter of time here until Sony officially lets us know, and I'm fully expecting that they will announce that they're pretty much going to have their own version of smart delivery and that all games will be upgraded for free. And that's what I'm expecting. So if we don't get that, well, we will have a different conversation at that time. So let me know your thoughts about this down below. We are going to move on talking about Xbox 2020 here. And it says, what is in store for 2020? And this is coming from the Xbox Wire. This is a momentous year for Xbox, with our next-gen console paving the way for all of our games and services to come together in even better ways. Here's what 2020 looks like just to start. Our goal remains to launch the Xbox Series X and Halo Infinite this holiday. So, this is basically Microsoft letting us know that everything is on track, at least according to their plans. They still plan to be able to launch their next-gen console with Halo Infinite before the end of the year. All 15 Xbox Game Studios teams are hard at work on next-generation games for Xbox Series X and Xbox Game Pass, so that's good to know. The best development teams around the world are working hard to have their games ready to play on Xbox Series X this holiday. For PC players, we plan to support the community by making all of our major releases at launch available with Xbox Game Pass for PC, including Halo Infinite, Wasteland 3, Minecraft Dungeons, and of course, Microsoft Flight Simulator. We have new updates and titles lined up for Xbox Game Pass for console and PC. We are expanding Project xCloud into new countries and on new devices, and later this year, Project xCloud and Xbox Game Pass will come together, enabling you and your friends to play together in more ways. So it goes on to talk, that was them just basically breaking down their general plans for the remainder of the year. So they are being very transparent here, basically saying, like, this is what you can expect throughout the year, like some things they plan to do, and it all sounds pretty good to me. And then we have Xbox 2020, and it says, starting with the May 7th episode of Inside Xbox, we will be showcasing what happens next in the world of Xbox every month, which is why we're calling it Xbox 2020. These monthly moments will take place throughout the rest of the year and will be a way for us to engage, connect, and celebrate with you about what's in store for the next generation of gaming, including what's next for the Xbox Series X, Xbox Game Studios, Xbox Game Pass, and Project xCloud. Every month will bring something different. Stay tuned to the Xbox Wire for more details. For the Xbox 2020 May update, we will focus on giving you a first look at next-generation gameplay, trailers, and sneak peeks from a wide variety of publishing partners and independent developers across the globe and industry, including Ubisoft's recently announced Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and hear from game creators about what they're doing with their games on the Xbox Series X. We'll be confirming games that utilize our new smart delivery feature, which ensures that you always play the best version of the game you own on your console across generations, and all the games you'll see will be Xbox Series X optimized, meaning they are built to take advantage of the powerful Xbox Series X features that make the games look and feel incredible, including 4K resolution up to 120 frames per second, direct storage, hardware accelerated DirectX ray tracing, super fast load times, and much more. So yeah, they're pretty much just letting us know that every game we see will be running on the next generation Xbox, and as they say here, taking full advantage of that. In July, we will dedicate time to focus on the incredible games coming from Xbox Game Studios. A number of our studio teams are looking forward to sharing first looks at new gameplay insights from development teams being optimized for the Xbox Series X and brand new game announcements. We cannot wait to share this initial look at what some of those teams are working on. So this last part is pretty important because this is Microsoft letting us know that the big first-party game showcase, the one that I think most people are really excited for and looking forward to see what new games these studios have been working on, will be happening in July. So I don't know if they are, I don't see anything here where they're saying what they're going to be doing in June specifically, so we'll have to wait to see about that, but that's going to be interesting. I do wonder if this means we're going to end up seeing Microsoft's first-party games announced after Sony announces their first-party games and their first-party launch lineup for the PlayStation 5. It seems like it could be because we're all expecting Sony to do something this month. May not necessarily be new game announcements, but at the very least, I think most of us are expecting something in June in terms of game announcements from Sony. So we're gonna have to see about this, but I do like what Microsoft is doing here. I like how transparent they're being, but I like that they're basically giving us a very clear roadmap of what to expect. I think they're handling the situation pretty well, and I have to imagine Sony probably has something similar in store. They just haven't announced it or revealed it yet, and so it will be interesting to see how the two companies, handle this and the different approaches they take. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with this. I'm excited for what they're doing tomorrow. I'm excited to see those third-party games, and it'll be pretty interesting to hear what developers have to say specifically about what they're able to achieve on the Xbox Series X in terms of like everything they're able to take advantage of and showcase. So it's going to be interesting, guys. I hope you show up tomorrow and tune in. I think it'll be a good time, and be sure to let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. Be sure to leave the video a like if you enjoyed it or found it informative. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and haven't already. Hit the bell notification icon so you never miss an upload, and feel free to share this video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.